Welcome to episode 17 of Vet in a Van. So, before I get to this place, this episode is kind of going to be a bit sort of jumpy and hodgepodge and whatnot. I was going to skip all of this, but I figured, nah, put it on because, you know, we're documenting all of our travels, so we may as well document all of our travels. The cyclone has just thrown everything up in the air. Sort of been, you know, obviously we're supposed to be doing Lucky Bay at the moment, that's closed. I'm supposed to be doing all of Kalbarri, that's obviously being rebuilt. So, you know, hearts go out to those guys. This episode will be from when we left Sandy Cape to where we are now, which is actually on our way up to Shark Bay, and everything in between. So, enjoy. Okay, Sandy Cape, done and dusted. So that was 10 days, thereabouts. Almost 2 weeks, which was basically, we got there well before Easter, so we beat the crowds, all of Easter, and then basically left on the Wednesday. It was really interesting, like, on the, all throughout Easter, it was chockers, like you couldn't move. And then Easter Monday, boom, gone. And then, by Tuesday, the place was like half full again. So, anyway, we have now moved on to Milligan's Island, not the hit show from the 70s. Milligan's Island? Gilligan's Island. Whatever. Anyway, it's close enough, right? Show your age, I reckon. Milligan's Island, not Gilligan's Island. And so we just spent a couple of days here. It's $15 for the campsite, which is, you know, pretty reasonable. There's drop toilets, gas barbecues. It's actually pretty well kept, so it's not too bad. And we're just gonna. There's the caves here you want to check out, which is Stockton Gully. I'll put it down there. And we're going to do some fishing and Stockyard Gully, bang, there you go. But we've already done some fishing at the jetty and it was not very successful. We got a snook and about 1 million pufferfish. So anyway, our quest for big fish continues. So Green Head, let's check it out. So this cave is actually fed by a river. I mean, it's dry at the moment, but you can see when it rains heavily, there's this sandy riverbed that leads all the way into the cave. And I think, Tans, you're saying that...
ancient underground river.
An ancient underground river, but
used by stockmen.
That's right, the stockmen used to bring their cattle along here so that they could water them. Because this used to have a lot more water in it, but it's cool because there's like this winding sort of sandy path that is essentially a dry riverbed that takes you to the entrance of the cave. That's kind of cool. Yeah, pretty much what Tance just said. This is, I've never been in a cave that actually looks like a river, an underground river. So this is definitely not a cavey cave. It's like you can feel there's fresh air coming through it. So obviously I don't know where the other opening to it is, but there's a nice cool breeze coming through. It doesn't feel all clammy like the other caves we've been in. But you can definitely imagine this place completely submerged.
You can see how all the limestone's eroded. It's obviously water erosion. Because it looks exactly like the limestone. It's down on the coast.
It does. It does. It does. Oh, they don't want to take their thongs. So the caves just, I was talking about the wind cutting through before. There's a reason for that, because they come out into this massive big opening here. And so it's really just a big sort of, well, underground river system that's kind of just flows through the limestone. But it's different. It's unlike any other cave that we've been through, so well worth checking out. Oh God, I'm almost chip over it myself. We're a bit sidetracked though, because there's a cyclone that's going to hit this coast in 3 days. Apparently 2 tropical storms and 1 cyclone. So we're trying to figure out what we do. All caravanners and tenters and whatnot have been told that it's unsafe to be on the coast and they should evacuate the area. So maybe we'll get the van in here. Don't think the ranger would be very happy. Be a good spot to be protected from a cyclone though. Anyway. So yeah, this episode will be interesting how the next couple of days go, because we've got no idea what we're going to do. And so we are no longer at the beach. There's a cyclone coming. So we made the decision yesterday to bolt out of Green Head, which was the Mulligan's Island. And we've come up to Three Springs. So Three Springs is about an hour and a half or so northeast of Green Head. Probably about 4 hours sort of northeast of Perth. But yeah, there's a big cyclone, Cyclone Seroja, and a couple of massive tropical storms that are creating a uncanny weather event. A lot of the friends that we've been travelling with all along the coast today, they've been told they need to get out of there. So they've cleared all the caravan parks out, they've cleared all the campsites out, all of the low-cost camps, all of that from like Geraldton, Kalbarri, Jurien Bay, Denham, like all those places have all been cleared out because a category 4 or 3 cyclone's going to hit there on Sunday night. So yeah, we've just decided to come inland, whereas a lot of others have gone south back to Perth. We're still going to get hit by the cyclone here. As you can see, there's a few other vans. They're going to hunker down for the cyclone as well. It's got to travel 200 k's or so inland before it gets to us. So fingers crossed. Bureau of Meteorology still says gusts up to 100 k's an hour, 90 to 100 k's an hour, with wind 60 to 70. So I think it should just be like a very severe storm, but it's going to be from like midnight on Sunday to about 9 o'clock Monday morning. So we get 9 hours of fury in the van. Not the fun kind of fury either, like the cray fury, so the kids will be awake, and I don't know, that'll be fun, but maybe I'll give you a live action update. So we're just watching the weather for the moment. It's Friday today, so we've still got tomorrow, but it's a pretty cute little town. I'll tell you what, we picked the best spot. So Three Springs, the awesomest little free camp you've never heard of. They have a RV stop here, and it's right next to the swimming pool, which is free. It's also walking distance from the supermarket and the pub. Big IGA, or reasonable size IGA, and a pretty cool pub. It's right next to play equipment, skate park, oval, with a sort of like little foresty bit behind me. It's completely free. There's free water and there's a dump point just around the corner. So you couldn't really ask for more, I would say. But yeah, we're gonna have a bit of an explore around here and watch what this cyclone does. We've got a plan B if we need to get out of here and go somewhere else. Hopefully, I don't think the cops, if we were going to get told to leave, we probably would have been told to leave today. So yeah, we're just going to hunker down, going to nail the van to the floor, and we figured out where the wind's going to be coming from, so we just make sure we all face the right direction and yeah, bring on Seroja, Cyclone Seroja. I think that's it. I probably got that wrong. I'll put it down there. Anyway, you've probably heard of it on the news. Well, that has certainly been an interesting few days. So, didn't do any recording. As I was probably talking about last, I sort of don't actually remember where we left off, but we were in Three Springs and still are in Three Springs, and the cyclone was approaching. So the cyclone, we thought we were going to be okay here, but it ended up going straight over the top of us. So the van survived, everything survived intact, so no damage, which was good. We actually got evacuated to the town hall, so we and a fair few other people stayed there. I didn't bother getting any footage of it because obviously, like 70% of Kalbarri have lost or had damage to their properties and homes and whatnot. So I thought I'd just leave it all out of respect. So yeah, it's a few days afterwards now and it's beautiful weather again. You wouldn't have thought a cyclone ripped through here, Category 2. There are a lot of trees down and you can probably hear the trucks in the background trying to clean everything up. But we're gonna sort of head back Jurien Bay way, maybe just a little bit north to Dongara. We're going to drop in at the local vet just to see if they need any help, because obviously when a cyclone goes through, a lot of dogs get loose and they'll run their paws off and a whole bunch of stuff like that. So Tans is going to see if she can help out. If not, yeah, we'll just go south where the cyclone didn't really hit and continue our journey. So yeah, look, it's been a bit crazy for a lot of people on the road. A lot of travellers went inland, a lot of travellers went back down to Perth, few stayed on the coast, a couple in Kalbarri that we know that didn't have a very good time. So yeah, very, very interesting couple of days. Never thought would, in our wildest dreams, would we be enduring a cyclone, but we know now that the van can withstand a Category 2 cyclone, and we will never, ever, 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 ever do that again. So, yes, so back to the beach. Here we are, back at the beach. So we've come across really, to Cliffhead Campground. It's 20 bucks. I'm not sure what you get for your 20 bucks, but I think the council here, it used to be a free camp up until like a couple of weeks ago, but it's 20 bucks now. So we got to, and you, so we've got to find the base station. But that being said, it's 20 bucks and you can't really get much more beachfront than this. So this was kind of the first spot that we saw because we got a bit bogged on the way in. just had to use the max trucks and let the tyres down, same, you know. But we won't unpack or anything yet. We'll just unhitch and then I'll just drive up there and just see if there are any better spots, do a bit of an explore. But there's the wind's blowing out to sea, so was that offshore? Onshore, offshore. So I'm going to try and put a float out there and see if I can finally get some tailor, because it'll blow it right out. So yeah, here we are, have some lunch and then we'll go check it out, check out what's up the road. Western Australia. Random stops on the way to places. We've just we've packed up from where were we? Cliff Head. Packed up from Cliff Head, and we're just heading into the 24-hour RV stop in Geraldton because we've got to pick up some posts to do a bit of that. But on the way here, there's this old historic bridge. Now this bridge was hand-built by convicts quite some time ago, I would imagine. And it's still looking pretty good. It looks like a lot of water's come through it at some point in time. But it's kind of fascinating to see all of these little, how it's all chipped away and everything. That was all done by convicts, you know, 150 odd years ago. Oh God, it sounds like it's going to fall down when a car goes over the top, because it's still in use today, and that was scary. But I mean, look, a lot of water's moved through here, because look at these trees that have been dumped here. Anyway, good old convict engineering, done well. Geraldton 24-hour RV stop. So these are great, and more places should do them. I've harped on about this before, but yeah, it's just a car park, but it's just exactly what we want. It's a dump point, there's water, you can park your van here for 24 hours, which means you go into town, you can do your grocery shopping, pick up your post, all the things that you need to do. And it's right on the jetty, and there's heaps of kids stuff down there, playgrounds and a splash park and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, just park up here, and we've got 24 hours in Geraldton, so let's make the most of it. Do Geraldton. So if you are in Geraldton, definitely come up and pay your respects at the Anzac Memorial up here for the HMS Sydney 2, which was in service during World War II, and saw a lot of action, but ultimately lost its battle with the German ship in 1942, and both ships were sunk and all 645 men lost their lives. So it is a incredibly beautiful memorial. Definitely worth coming up here. You're just thinking about a very harder time than the time we have now. So we have punched it a whole 30 minutes north of Geraldton, and just come up to Coronation Beach, which is like a kind of windsurfing hotspot. It's $10 per adult per night. Children under 12 are free, so $20 a night. It's not too bad. We've got a whole lot of time to kill, so we're just going to take it pretty cruisy. Obviously can't go to Kalbarri at the moment because it's all closed off. We'll have to check the bookings we had around there, so that'll probably be tomorrow. Just do a bit of rearranging as to sort of where we're going to go. We might just jump over Kalbarri and head up towards Shark Bay and all that area. But yeah, still not sure. But yeah, get a load of this. Cool little spot. And I reckon, look, have a look at this cloud, that tonight or a bit later on, the sunset is going to be absolutely gorgeous. You got to give it to WA. They got just the best sunsets. Yeah, so cooking up some burritos for dinner and just getting ourselves settled in. And yeah, we'll see what we're going to do tomorrow. Not sure yet, but we'll figure it out.
No women.
Oh, there it is. There's a sign.
Big Lake.
Big Lake. So we have moved on from Coronation Beach. It sounds like Lucky Bay has been closed indefinitely because of all the damage from the cyclone. So we've just come down to, what's the homestead? The
Lingalonga.
Lingalonga.
In Lynton.
In Lynton. So we're just checking out we're just going to stay a couple of nights here and just have a look at the Gregory. Is it Gregory? What's the town?
Yep, Port Gregory.
Port Gregory. And have a look at the Pink Lake here, and then unfortunately we're probably going to have to skip this whole area and just go straight up to Shark Bay, which is a bit of a shame because we'd probably penciled in about 2 weeks to spend around here, but you know,
such is life.
Such is life, and obviously there are a lot of people around here that are having a real hard time with the aftermath of the cyclone. So yeah, we'll check this area out. Might go have a fish off the jetty, see if we can catch some squid or something. And then, yeah, I think maybe tomorrow or the day after, we will just be heading north, much further north, past all of this. So, yeah, we will chat to you then.
Check out that horizon. Just melts away into sky. So cool.
Tell you what, it's refreshing to see these signs, but it's also really sad. So you got these, right? Now, you would think that would be common sense, but to anyone that's travelled around this area, there's just toilet paper everywhere, right next to toilets. So, you know, if you are travelling, you know, we are a civilised culture most of the time. Use the toilets. It's not that hard. So this is the Lynton convict settlement. I'll tell you what, it's a bit of a gem. So we're staying at the station here, working sheep station, and it's just gorgeous. Like the van's just down there, that's their house there, and this restored cottage here is the old governor's cottage from like mid to late 1800s. Like, get a look at the view this guy had. Like, we've come up here to watch the sunset, and oh, this is a gorgeous house. Big old sandstone house. All these blocks were all chipped away by hand by convicts back in the mid to late 1800s. But look, eh? Speaking of gorgeous.
I think it was
Early.
early 1800s.
Early 1800s. So, yeah, I think if you're on your way to Kalbarri, don't just skip over the top of this place. Very much worth a visit, because it is it's historic and it's beautiful, and it's $40 a night. That's with kids. That's $15 per adult, $10 per child of school age. And it's got showers. It's got water. You can't hook your van up, but they've got water close by. But yeah, hot showers. We haven't experienced them yet. We're going to go have a look at them later. And then I think tomorrow, well, we've still got to figure out what we're doing. But I think, as I think I said before, we'll jump over Kalbarri and we'll head up to Shark Bay. Look at that sunset. Oh my God. Check that out. That is just... to die for. Just beautiful. When you're doing your big lap and you're homeschooling your kids, I think it's super important to check out these historical places, but also really take the kids through and think about like a school excursion. And you know, with this we talk about convicts, we talk about history of Australia. I mean, there's just so much deep Australian and Indigenous history along this coast that can be used as fantastic school excursions. So look up the history, explain the history, and then, you know, test them later in the car. Simple. So check these out. So you see these all the way up through this region. It looks as though it's been blown over, right? But they just grow like that. So $10 if you can guess which way the wind comes from around here. Because yeah, you get literally all these trees along here, and you see them as you drive up the highway. They're all just blown over in this one direction. And it's not because they're blown over, they just grow like that because the wind's constantly making them bend, which I've never seen before. So, you know, something different. How's the Serenity? So we've left Geraldton and we're going to skip over Kalbarri because obviously all of that area is off limits now. And so we've been out of loose end, and so we've just gone questing to try and find somewhere to stay, and we have hit absolute pay dirt. So this is somewhere north of Geraldton, and it is in the middle of nowhere, and it is absolute paradise. There's no one else around. We had a lot of fun getting the van in here. Probably not the best, easiest spot to get a 22-foot van in, but oh man, look, have a look around. It is just absolutely perfect. So we've got the van's up there, you can see, up there, and yeah, just been hanging out in the water. The water is beautiful, fresh and flowing. Tons of fossicking because there's all this like pink quartz. I don't know what it is, but she's just playing around, and the kids have been in the water and gonna have a fire later. And yeah, we'll just chill out here for a while we think of what we're gonna do next. But yeah, this is pretty gorgeous. I reckon it ticks a lot of boxes. We could go fishing, but the fish are about an inch long, so I don't think there's going to be any stonkers in here. So that is it for this episode. We're just about to shoot up now to Shark Bay, so big drive today. Probably about 3.5 hours. It's a big drive for us because we only usually do under 2. But yeah, this little free camp here has been awesome. Would stay longer, but we got a booking. It's like 6:30 in the morning. Look, have a look at this, man. Check out this sunrise. It is going to be beautiful. Like the whole sky is just going this beautiful pink and orange, and it just looks spectacular. But anyway, thanks for watching, and Shark Bay. See you next time.